So the streamer awards were this weekend, and unfortunately, the biggest story to come out of that is a negative one. At the after party, Twitch streamer JustAMinx had a bit of a rough night, and kind of sounds like she ruined the night for everyone else who had put in a lot of hard work into making that entire event happen. Minx seems to be struggling with alcoholism recently. I don't know how long it's been going, but just in the recent weeks, it seems to have gotten a lot worse. So a little over a week ago, she was banned off Twitch. Let me see, that was March 2nd. So yeah, about 10, 12 days ago. She was banned reportedly for getting so drunk on stream that I think it was seen as like self-harm almost. It did not look good. I've seen the clip.
Bitch, 20 minutes is a long journey. I literally can't, I think. We fucking whiskey.
So as you can see, it was like not just getting like drunk. A lot of streamers drink on stream. I've drunk on stream before. But to get to the point where you like can't speak or stand or like sit upright, that's like a different level of drinking that's clearly not safe or healthy for you. Apparently, again, she got to like that level, which is not uncommon for her at the Streamer Awards after party.
But then something that's very personal that I'm not trying to create any unnecessary drama here. But Minx attended the after party and got kicked out and inevitably got the party shut down because it was in a residential neighborhood. And I want to unpack some things here. I personally, and I don't want this to become a rag on Minx segment. It's not going to be that. I have personally done everything in my ability to help this woman. I have tried everything. She has been my friend for years up until a point last year when she had pushed me past my boundaries where I had to say, hey, like, this is too much for me. This is unhealthy for me. You are destructive to me. And so I had to walk away, but I have tried everything. I've spent time, money. I've tried everything.
So as you can hear QTCinderella explaining, like, this is something that goes at least all the way back till last year. So it's clearly been a very long time of her just expressing this sort of destructive behavior, and even the people around her trying to get her help. It's hard, right? Because she's clearly someone who's struggling with addiction, and the people around her, her friends, they want to help her, but it's hard to help someone who's struggling with addiction like this. A lot of people have either, struggled with addiction themselves, had a close friend, family member or something. So, you want to help this person, but if they don't want to get help and they're an adult, there's really nothing you can do. You can't like force their hand almost. It just has to get to a point where they get so low, I guess, that then they have no other options but to get the help they need, which is why I think it's so important to not enable people who are struggling with addiction. I know it sounds like counterintuitive, but, and this is a really touchy subject, I get, but like the more you enable someone, the longer that you allow that to go on, the longer it's going to be until they get help. People are only going to get help once they're trapped by this disease. Basically, addiction is a disease. The only way that someone's going to get out is if they feel like they don't have any other options. So, like, I get it. I know I've been through this with family, friends, a lot of things. The longer you enable someone, the longer that they're going to take advantage of that behavior. So I see a lot of people like giving Cutie shit for being like, oh, you don't have to, she's clearly struggling with addiction. She's, she just needs help. It sounds like she's been there trying to give her help for going on a year now, and it just hasn't worked. At some point, you just have to pull back, and I hate to say this because it does sound super callous, but allow people to just self-destruct before they can finally receive the help. You hope it doesn't get to this point, obviously, but it seems like this one clearly is. This is the only option they have. And so I want to say that I don't think Cutie's doing the wrong thing. As someone who has dealt with addiction, has seen my friends deal with it, has seen family members deal with it, I really think she's doing the right thing here. As hard as it can be to do, as hard as it seems, this could be the only way that Minx is going to end up getting help in the end. So the next morning, Minx comes out, and I'm just going to be honest, it seems like she's not taking any sort of responsibility on this, and is just trying to like play it off as like, oh, that wasn't that big of a deal. That was 100% the worst seizure I've had since I was 15. I'm struggling regaining my memory from even yesterday. I hope you're okay, but you still did get drunk after you promised people you wouldn't, and that couldn't have helped. I assume getting drunk at the after party would be fine. Clear it was not. Again, just like blowing through, not taking any sort of responsibility, just sort of like, oh, I thought it'd actually be cool if I got drunk at the after party. I guess not. And Cutie responds, oh, go fuck yourself, which I understand where Cutie is. I feel like like, I feel bad for everyone involved here. It's obviously not a great situation. You were drunk before the party. I almost had you thrown out of the show because you were yelling and making everyone uncomfortable completely. I tried everything with you, rehab, everything. I hope this is your rock bottom. Get help. She posts some DMs. I already brought front row tickets. I had the day you announced I won't drink. I will just sit and applaud your stream awards. 2 years running, my girl, in a man's world. You can come, sit on the floor if you promise me you won't drink. You are nonstop at the top. And I mean promise. So, like, this is the point that she was already at going into the streamer awards. To that, like, they have to beg her to not drink because they know just how things will get out of hand. Pinky swear, nothing, completely sober, but I bought my tickets. You could raffle them off if you let me sit on the floor. Send me the invoice of the after party. I'm sorry. She, like, I don't know. It seems like she doesn't think that, like, this is a sign that maybe she needs professional help for addiction, alcoholism. She sees this as like, oh, I can just pay for this. I'll pay for the party, and then that makes it go away. And it just seems like a complete lack of responsibility for her actions. QTCinderella, this was, I believe, this morning or from her stream last night. I've tried handling it privately. It hasn't done anything. QTCinderella explains why she went public about JustAMinx issues.
I can't tell you how many tears I have cried over losing someone who was my best friend to this. Genuinely. Over the past year, you can't look at her in the face. There's not the same person there. She's been lost and gone. I have tried everything. I mean everything. I got together a group for an intervention and then got the rehab, got family involved. I've tried fucking everything. She doesn't want the help. I've tried handling it privately. It hasn't done anything. So I am just hoping that maybe all of this will finally make her realize that she needs to get help and she can't keep using excuses.
It's a really touchy situation, right? That's why I'm trying to like choose my words carefully and not say something just to sound like super heinous. But it's like, okay, so clearly at least for a year, you have been a burden on everyone because of your alcoholism. And they've been trying to get you help. Like I said, there was a intervention at one point. So there's people trying to help you out and you're just not taking the help. I get, like I said, addiction is a disease. It's hard to kick. But at the same time, if there's people trying to help you, there's no shame in reaching out and admitting you have a problem. There's no weakness in like falling, and like, there's no shame. There's no reason to be afraid or feel like you're weak and say, I can't do this or I don't want to do this. Admitting you have a problem is something that's really hard for a lot of people. But if there's people who are around you and love you and telling you that you have a problem and you need to get help, the best thing to do is to just try and take them up on their offer, man. I'm trying not to sound heinous, but at some point you're just being selfish and, you know, like stroking your own ego saying, oh, I don't have a problem. I can kick this. It's no big deal. I just like to have fun sometimes. I just like to cut loose. That's clearly not what's happening here. If you're like, no one wants to ruin their friend's night every time they go out, right? It's becoming something that's, if you could kick it, you would kick it because no one wants to be the butt of the joke, have everyone talking about them the next morning, going on like this constantly. So like, your friends are there to help you. Don't feel any shame and taking the help. That's what friends are for, man, to be there for you when you're down. But unfortunately, I'm not sure what I can do to make this better. I'll pay for the party costs. I understand I've broken people's trust and I understand why people want to attack me right now, but please say what I can do to fix it rather than dogpile. I'm sorry. I mean, people have said what you can do to fix it. Go to rehab, get the help you need. That's what they want. They don't want you to pay for the party. They don't want you to, like, every time they try to have an event, for you to come in, make it awful, and then say, oh, I'll just pick up the tab and that'll make everything better. No, get the help you need. The way you can help everyone else is by helping yourself and getting back to being the person that they loved once upon a time. So hopefully this can be the rock bottom that she needs before she can get help. Like, a lot of people really, you just have to bottom out before. If you have options, you're going to take them before getting help. You just have to bottom out. Like, sometimes that just has how things have to play out. I don't know. I'm not like an expert. I'm not an addiction counselor or anything, but I have seen this stuff firsthand. And sometimes what it takes is for someone to bottom out and just not have any other options but to get help. So hopefully, like, nothing actually seriously bad happens to her, because yeah, ruining the streamer awards after party, while bad, things could get a lot worse with alcoholism. They do for people every day, but hopefully this is a story that has a happy ending. I know a lot of people do like Minx. She's a really big streamer. She has a lot of fans. She has a lot of friends, family, obviously, but hopefully this can just be something that ends here. This is as bad as it gets. Like, if this is as bad as it gets, that's a win in my opinion, and hopefully she can get the help that she clearly needs, and, you know, maybe this story could still have a happy ending. I hope. I guess we just have to wait and see now. So thanks for watching. This is a bit of a downer of a video, not gonna lie. lie. But I sometimes I talk about fun stuff or you can joke around, and sometimes we have to talk about some serious stuff. It's just sort of the nature of what we do here. But yeah, if you are someone who's dealing with addiction, please, I'm begging you, and you're watching this, get the help that people are offering you. There's no weakness in admitting that you have a problem and you need somebody's help to beat it. But yeah, thanks for watching and have an amazing rest of your day. Okay, bye.